Hey everyone, this is Leo Lauretti from Abstract Music Lab, and today I'm back here in the sound design channel. Today we're creating a really cool pad called Steeper, and it sounds like this with the MIDI. Now in context, this has a little bit of sidechain and EQ. And you can find this pack in the Melodic House pack called Feelings that you can find over here in the description below. But now let's get started with Serum over here. We're going to deactivate the EQ, deactivate the shaper box, and this is how it sounds like. And it sounds horrible. Yes, it does. Now we have essentially we're going to start by putting a basic MCB. But we're going to change it to sound a little bit more like a sine. You can see that there are still some saw wave properties in it, and we're going to make this a little bit more apparent by putting this as bend minus. And in addition to that, we're also going to pick this octave and put it a bit down. And the fine also up. And that's essentially it with the oscillator, but we're going to tweak a little bit of the fine by using the LFO 1 to modulate this. You can see that it's unipolar. Let's put it to 1/8. But let's make it bipolar and put this a lot down. So it's just a touch. But now we're going to go into oscillator B. And we're going to choose a dist watt tech. And we're going to put this fine a little bit up as well. But the main difference is that this is going to use a unison with a bit lasty tune. But the blend is also going to go down. So this is going to lower a little bit of the stereo content as well. But the wet position here is going to go up as well. And you can see that it sounds a bit more like a sine wave now. But we're also going to use FM from A to modulate this a little bit. Somewhere like this. And you can see that this sounds a little bit like a bland saw. So now, in addition to that, we're going to go into the filter. And in the filter, we're going to activate A, B, and the noise. And the noise, we're not going to do anything right now, but we're going to do afterwards. The cutoff is going to go all the way down. Pretty much to somewhere like this. We're going to activate a little bit more of drive. And a little bit more of fat. And you can see that this boosts a little bit of the low mids of the sound. Resonance is going to remain as it is, but now we're going to start modulating the sound, and we're going to do quite a lot of modulation. So now LFO 2, we're going to do a big change over here in LFO 2. First, we're going to put it to trigger. We're going to remain as BPM, anchor, and dot, and leave it at 1/4. And we're going to put this over here in the cutoff, just so we can hear the difference around over this. But the big change is that after these quarter points, we're going to click, and we're going to also make this a little bit down. Doesn't need to be as precise, but we're also going to click over here, and over here. This is going to go all the way down, and also all the way down over here. But now we're going to bend these curves. Doesn't need to be as precise, but again, it's up to your taste. In addition to that, this is what is going to modulate the noise essentially. So we're going to pick the noise and put it all the way down. But with LFO 2, we're going to modulate this to somewhere like this. And we don't listen to the noise because we have to activate the direct out. And we're also going to choose over here somewhere like an ARP circuit. Now, in addition to that, the LFO2 is also modulating the wet position of B to somewhere like this, to give a little bit of movement. But now let's go into the envelopes of the sound. So envelope 1, we're going to start by making this a little bit more attacky. As you can listen over here. We're going to pick the sustain and put it a bit down. And we're going to pick this release and put it a bit up. But the main thing is that we're going to hold this sound a little bit more. Essentially, whenever the sound reaches its peak, it's going to hold a little bit, and then it's going to start decaying, and then after we unpress the note, it's going to start releasing the sound. In addition to that, we also have to pick this handle and put it a little bit up as well. This is the first modulation, and the second one is the envelope 2. In the envelope 2, we're going to already assign this to the cutoff. It's going to be really subtle over here. And we're going to pick the sustain and put it a bit down. The release up. The decay higher a little bit. And the envelope a little bit higher as well. But this, we're going to have to put it a little bit up as well. So in addition to that, now we're going to have to go into LFO number 3. And LFO number 3 is just going to enhance a little bit of the modulation in the fine. So we're going to put it again to bipolar, Alt Shift, and put it a little bit down over here. But a little bit up over here. Again, Alt Shift. And this one, we're going to set it to a anchor and also dot at around something like this. But in addition to that, now we're going to go into LFO4, and LFO4 we're going to assign both to, again, the fine. We're going to put this to unipolar in A and bipolar in B. So this is going to go down a little bit. And this is going to go down as well over here. But we're going to change this a lot. Essentially, this wave is going to be really different from how it is right now. We're going to essentially just make it completely random over here. You can just make it as your own. You don't need to be exactly like what I'm doing. Oops. No. Got this modulation. And we're going to put this to bar and trigger. And you can see that this creates a little bit of instability in the sound. And in addition to that, we also have to assign this to the detune and somewhere a little bit like this. Making the sound more detuned, but at the same time completely random in here. Pretty much like this. Now we're gonna have to go into LFO5 because we have to do that one kind of sound, and we're gonna put this both into the CRS and put it again CRS over here, but unipolar, and we're gonna put this to -12 over here and -12 over there as well. And it sounds completely horrible, and it does, because we have to put this to bar, and we also have to put this to envelope. And especially this over here, we're gonna have to put it somewhere like this, and this over here. And you can see the one. And And that's pretty much it with this. So now we're going to go into the effects section, and in the effects, we're going to start with hyper, then we're going to go into a reverb, then we're going to go into EQ, and then we're going to go into a compressor, and then into a chorus, and that's pretty much it with the sound. So now we're going to start with the hyper. We're going to make this a little bit more detuned by using the hyper. And we're going to enhance this by making this a little bit bigger as well with a dimension. You can see how this enhances a little bit of the stereo. Now, reverb. We're going to select a plate reverb. Size and pre-delay are going to remain like this, but we're going to low cut a little bit of the sound. And let's enhance a little bit of the mix over here. We're going to damp a little bit of this high end. And we're also going to make this a lot wider. And you see how the reverb spreads out to the wide? Now, EQ, we're going to start with the low cut. And in the low cut, we're going to pick this Q and put it a lot down to somewhere like this. And this a little bit more down as well. But now we also have to pick this bell, put it around 2,300 and give quite a boost to it, around 4.8. But we're gonna have to open this cue. Without it and with it. Now we have to compress the sound a little bit to squash it a bit and not make it so wobbly in terms of volume. So threshold a bit down. Ratio and attack as it is, but we're going to pick this release and put it a bit down as well to make this a bit more reactive. Gain a little bit up, but the mix is going to go down. Now, to make this even more wobbly, we're going to activate the chorus, and in the chorus, we're going to pick this rate and put it a little bit down. The delay is going to go a little bit down as well. But the delay too is going to go a little bit up. Now the depth is going to go a little bit down. And the feed also a little bit up. And the low pass filter a lot up as well. Now this mix a little bit down. And if we activate the EQ and the shaper box and listen in context, pretty awesome sound. I really like it. And again, if you want to get it, you can get it over here in the description below in the Melodic House pack called Feelings. This is Leo Lauretti from Abstract Music Lab signing off. Cheers.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.